Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where I'm working with you step by step through each of the ABRSM theory grades. And we're now working through the 2016 papers for grade 2 and we're looking at paper A and we're continuing with that paper. There are lots of resources available to help you on my website. If you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets. They're available in US letter or A4 and they accompany each step of this series. All the information that you need to know can be found within this PDF document that's free to download. There's also a page which links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and so if you want to refresh your memory and do a bit of revision, you can go back over those videos to cover all the subjects that are required for this grade. You can also access information about the books that I have available. I've written a book, How to Take Your ABRSM Music Theory Exam, and it's full of tips and techniques on how to best revise and prepare for this exam, and also how to best make use of the time once you're actually sitting in the exam room. So if you visit sharonbill.com, it's all there for you. If you can give me a like, that would be great, that would be encouraging to me, and subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's loads more to come. And so now if you turn with me in your music papers, past papers booklets, we're going to look now at question 5. So this is on page 3, this is paper A, and if you have a look at question 5, we're looking at this subject of intervals. So let's just read through the question. Above each note, so it's really important that you write above, otherwise the interval changes if you drop octaves. You need to write a note higher, so there we go, we've reiterated that. A note form the named harmonic interval. Remember, harmonic intervals come together, one on top of the other, whereas if you write it afterwards, it's a melodic interval, which is like a melody, and so you wouldn't quite get all of the marks required. And it says, as shown in the first answer, and so they've even sort of demonstrated that for us. The key is E minor, so we're always counting from note E as our first note of the scale. The only way you can really go wrong here is if you forget to count E as note 1 and begin on the next step, and then you'll be a degree out all of the time. They've included a sharp on this 7th here because in a harmonic minor or a melodic minor scale, in the intervals, you would have the 7th note raised. However, we're not going to be asked that, and the key signature will deal with everything else. So we've just got to write the notes. And so we've just got to count from 1 all the time to give these named intervals. Sometimes we'll need to use ledger lines, especially here you can see we're going to go high off the stave. So E is our first, 1, 2, 3, 4 is the line, 5 is the space. So 1, 3, 5 is the space, space, space. There's our 5th. We're moving into bass clef now with this low E. E is 1, 2, 3, E, F, G. There we go. We can see there's our 3rd. So now we need to count an octave from this E. So really we know that it's going to be C, D, E. E to E is an octave. However, if you're not sure about that, you can always count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's our octave. We're back into the treble clef now. So let's count to 6 from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 takes us to C. If you think E, F, G, A, B, C is our 6th. There we go. And from this E in the bass clef, we need to count a 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4 is the line. There we go. So that should score you 10 points for that question. Let's move on to question 6. And so there are a couple of action points in this question. First of all, we're required to write the tonic triad named below, and then we need to use the correct key signature for each one of these. So we've got 2 parts to this question. So I'm going to take part 2 first of all, just because that comes first next to the clef. So D minor, if you remember, is related to F major, so we need a key signature of B flats. I always mention in my book that I would suggest that you write these keys out before you even start the exam on the scrap paper that's given to you. Might as well do all the thinking at once at the beginning, and then it's just there as a reference for you. Okay, so that's one part. The second part is the tonic triad. So of course D minor must begin on D, because D is the tonic, or the first. And then we build the triad, the first, the third, and the fifth. And that's that question complete. So B flat major, just watch your clefs as well. So make sure you position these correctly for each clef. B flat major has a key signature of B flats and E flats. Oh, shall I do that again? That went a little bit wonky. Always write in pencil for your exams. I would always write in pencil all the time. Okay, so B flat major, the tonic is B flat. Good boys. There we go. B, first, third, fifth. It goes space, 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 or line, line, line once you've got yourself started on your tonic. G major has a key signature of F sharp, so we're in the treble clef, so it's the top line. And then here's our G, every good. G, B, D, 1, 3, 5. There we go, nearly done. Now A minor is related to the key of C major, so it has a key signature of nothing, so there's nothing to do there. And then our tonic is A, that means the key note of first degree of the scale. Third, fifth, A, C, E. There we go. Still in the bass clef, D major has two sharps, F sharp second line down, C sharp second space up. It's always positioned exactly there. And then we need a D, good boys, deserve, F, A, 1, 3, 5. And that should score you 10 points there for that question. Let's press on. We're moving quickly through this. And so question 7 is, let's just read this, give the letter name of each of the notes marked with a little star, including the flat sign where necessary. So we've got to bear in mind there will be some flats because of this key signature. So let's just work out what this key signature is. When there's one flat, it's B flats. When there's two flats, it's B flats and E flats. And when there's three flats, B flats, E flats, A flats. Or you can just read them, every good boy, F-A-C-E, F-A. But it's always B flats, E flats, A flats. So we know we need to bear those in mind as we go along. We're in the treble clef, so remember the lines are every good boy deserves football, and the spaces spell face, F-A-C-E. And so there we are, we're raring to go now. So here, this is the bottom line, that's an E. However, we need to remember it's E flat, otherwise we'll lose a mark there. The spaces spell face, so it's an A, F-A, but it's not quite complete until you've remembered your key signature, which is an A flat. We've got an F here, the key signature doesn't apply. Next one is every good boy, B flat, because of the key signature. And then F-A-C-E, remembering that's E flat because of the key signature. Every good, G, the key signature doesn't affect that, so it's just G. Space is F-A-C. No key signature to apply there. There we go. If that's E, one below E is D. And that's that. There we go. And then with the next part of this question asks us to give the time name. So either crotchet or quaver or quarter note and eighth notes and so on, depending which terminology you've chosen to use. And we need to name the shortest note in the melody. So if we just glance through, we have this one and this one are the shortests, and they're worth a quarter of a beat, and they are either a semi-quaver or a 16th note, depending what you choose to call it. You need to give one of those, so it would either be semi-quaver or 16th note. There we go. And so we'll leave it at that, and we'll continue the last question on the next video. I do hope that's been helpful to you. If you can give me a like, that'd be great. And please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's loads more to come. And do go to sharonbill.com and have a look around to see all the resources that are there to help you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.